Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expose. It is March 2019. Doesn't make me loopy. I'm happy by all the good news today that these people now need to shut their mouth. What do you think? Um, I'm, you know what? They're caught now with their pants down. All the liberal left, media, Democrats, but they don't care. They don't care. But I see them now with mud on their face, and I don't mean a little bit. I mean a whole lot. Listening to Tucker Carlson blew me away. I always record about 5 shows on Fox, and Hannity is my number one, and then I go right behind him with that little cute blonde. And but Tucker, I watched a little bit of him because I wanted to get, you're going to get different news from Tucker than you're going to get from Hannity, and I wanted to get both. But Tucker had a guy on that still fought tooth and nail. And look, when you get a guy that's trying to overtalk everyone, he's the guilty party. This guy kept interrupting Tucker. That Tucker finally had to clamp down on him. The guy kept roaring like, well, we hadn't seen the results. We just heard that it was over. And Tucker said, well, being over and there's no collusion, there's no indictments, doesn't that mean, well, we don't know there's no collusion. We don't know what's in the report. Well, they're carrying it on. They're carrying it on. And I don't care how it comes down. They're going to keep it up. The left, they're crazy. These people are crazy. But it is time. We have been quiet and we have been silent because we're doing the courteous thing. Look, we're standing on the side of the best president this country's ever had. And we support him because he's doing the things that we elected him to do. But the part of the government that tried to take him down are the ones that continues to fuel the fire. They're going to cry about this forever. They're going to cry about this right into the 7-year tribulation. And they're going to cry about this when the Antichrist takes over. They will never be in charge of this nation in our lifetime. Never. The people in this nation are absolutely fed up. And now that those who were on the fence either way know that, okay, it's time to shut up, guys. You've heard the truth. Well, it's time that they hear from us. It's time that we stop being silent. And they need to hear from us. The same, but we hadn't lied one time to anyone, anywhere. As long as you don't lie, then you never have to try to backpedal. You never have to try to think of what you did or didn't say. The truth is always the truth. But when you lie, your lie will always have a different verse with it. You'll spin it a different way. About every time. This is what they have done, and this is what they continue to do. They're trying to spin it off and say, there's more to it. Just because Trump was found not to have been involved in all this Russian BS, It's not over. We hadn't heard the report. We hadn't read it. We hadn't seen it. Well, you know what? You're going to. You're going to see it soon enough. And even when you do, you're not done. You're going to keep running your mouth. And all of them will. They'll keep running their mouth. But here's what I believe. Here's what's going to happen. And I'm going at this and taking a stand, and I'm not going to back up on it. It may not go down the way I think, but I believe it could. Those who were indicted and picked on and locked up and fined, and they lost their savings, all they had to bail themselves out of something that they were going after Trump for, just because they were Trump supporters. I think Trump should bail them out, and I think each of them should have the legal. Well, I think they should be able to go and get those who drained them false allegations, because this is what it started. And like you all heard, Mueller, if they ask you 10 questions, one of them might have something in it that had an if or an and or a but in the wrong place. Let me tell you something, and I know you know what I'm talking about 100%. And I know when I say this, pilots know what I'm talking about. When I went to pilot school or FAA school in Atlanta, guys, they'll ask you a question and they'll use the word if, and but. If you choose the wrong one, then you've got the wrong answer, because it makes a difference how you slip a small aircraft. It makes a difference on how you do a short field takeoff. An if and an and or a but will change everything and cause you to crash an airplane. Well, this is what is going on when they hooked these guys, Cohen, and they hooked I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But these guys that they sent off because they had an if and a but in the wrong place, in the wrong sentence. Wasn't a lie. It's just that. Anything he can get them on. And I believe that Trump should overturn every one of those and set them free. And I think they should have at least be legal to go back and take them, carry them to court legally, and get back what it cost them. Because what they were charged with was not what they were called in for. They call you in for one thing, and then they hear your dog bark, and then they charge you with your dog's barking too loud. Insane? Right, but it's true. That's what they have done. I think and I'm speaking now of all of you who stood by and still stands by our President Trump. Look, he is a godsend. God brought him here for us for now, to bail us out, to extend our time period so that more people can come to Christ, and that this country at the right time would do the right things by Israel. And by doing that, we've been blessed. You know what? I was going to say something and scratch that. I'm not going to say it. But I'll go back and say this. I hate that we've had so much disaster in our nation this year alone. And it's only March. But guys, there's a reason for it. And it's no good. And you all know that. And all the people that lost so much, and a lot of people lost all they had. There's reasons behind it, and it's time that we stand up, do what's right, and see if we can't even calm that down a bit. I believe HAARP is heavily involved. I believe chemtrails is heavily involved in what's happened with this weather. And the Bible does say God controls the weather, controls the direction of the wind, controls where it comes from, where it goes to. But we can get in and screw it up just like they did in the days of Noah. That's what they did. They got in and screwed everything up, and God had to bring it to an end and start over. So he's bringing as many people today as he can up front and center to lead them forward and win this battle. Defeat that's pulling you back and taking you down. And that's the Antichrist. That's the spirit of the Antichrist. That's a spiritual battle in the skies above your head and beside you right now. And to me, the left, they're part of that battle that's going after you and I. We need to stop it. We need to stand up. We've won. We've already won. But now we can prove that we've won. Not going to quieten them down. They're not going to sit down. But we won. And they have mud on their face that they'll never get off. And wait until the vote comes around midterm. You think they're going to put someone in from the left in as president? Not in your life. They'll be passed over. And Donald Trump will take his second term. Thank God for that. Jody Wolf Exposed.